I'm fascinated. You know, Colby, I think about sort of small town police, and I also think about how they're used to dealing with small town media. I used to be a reporter in small markets and get bullied by the police all the time because they knew they could, and small town police officers, just the way it was, knew the media relied on them for information about car wrecks and everything else. So the amount that officers in these kinds of communities can get away with and how they can act, especially before body cameras, is a whole nother few orders of magnitude more than what you see in big cities. But yet, we don't ever see these interactions because the national media doesn't normally cover this stuff.
That's exactly right. And I really appreciate the comments by Police Chief Godbee, who I think nailed it on the video that we all saw. And I said earlier that America should be outraged by this. I think there's a lot going on. This is a county of 100,000 residents who are probably stressed out because of this train derailment and honestly not used to getting sort of national attention. And so to your point, the small town cops who are very often able to get away with these sort of power trips, as the police chief pointed out, no one ever calls them out. And what the media does, and the media isn't always friendly, but they provide some transparency. That sunlight's the best disinfectant, and we're seeing this now because of the body cam footage. Not all.
Yeah, I just want to stop you real quick. The body camera footage appears to be from the Ohio State Highway Patrol, and look, there's two parts of this story, which number one is the way the East Palestine Police Department acted. Very small department. Clearly, nobody decided to try to de-escalate this or have anything other than a measuring contest of egos. Would probably be a very gentle way to put this. But the flip side of it is the Ohio State Patrol was there, and as you and I, Chief, talked about last night, there was a major there. If anybody is supposed to sort of be the adult in the room, it's the state police. You've got the governor there, and the major is standing over watching the arrest. I'm laughing because of how outrageous it is. If anybody is to be the adult in the room, it's them.
Leland, that's an excellent point, but I do have to point this out because you have multiple jurisdictions. So the major very well may not have been appropriate or the appropriate authority to intervene to stop the officers that did not report directly to him. So we do have to give some deference to the major from that standpoint. However, to your point, being a senior law enforcement leader, he could have given voice to the fact that this was inappropriate.
Well, or just say, hey, fellas, why don't we all just sort of calm down here for a minute and Evan, you go this way, and officers, why don't I talk to you for a minute? And by the way, I'm not really sure the building supervisor is allowed to eject a reporter from a press conference. We'll come back to the body camera footage. It sort of shows what it shows and really lays bare the lies told by the police department, by this general, and clearly what a ruse these charges were. And Chief, you called it exactly last night when you saw the initial videos. But you think about the East Palestine Police Department, James Brown III, the chief who put out the statement, chief of police since 2017, on the department for 17 years. Interestingly enough, part of the Ohio National Guard, formerly there. I think about this. You only had 100,000 people in this entire county. We were there because of a train derailment, which is important to be there.
Yes.
But is it fair to hold small departments to the same standards as the big departments with big funding like yours in Detroit?
It is. And as a retired chief of police, this is the conundrum. And this is talked about amongst major city chiefs, IACP, the International Association of Chiefs of Police. There are about 18,000 police departments in this country, 12,000 of which have well under 100 police officers. So the regulatory end of that, it really leaves a lot to be desired. And when you have that many disparate agencies with different policies, different chiefs, different governing boards, it really promotes environments where smaller departments may very well get away with a heck of a lot more than larger departments do, simply because of the level of scrutiny that major metropolitan departments are under.
And the flip side of that, Colby, is you've got younger, less experienced reporters, news stations with far fewer resources that are far more dependent on the police officially for information, who are the only ones to hold them or city leadership accountable. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.